They don't have the parts. Now we're trying to decide what tomorrow's gonna look like. We really don't know. It's hard to say. Careful, mind your step. Hey Mom, what's going on?
Hello, busy packing for our Africa trip we are.
As you probably gathered at this point, we're packing our camping trailer for a 3-week Africa trip. An Africa trip?
We are going to Botswana tomorrow.
I see, but I thought we were in Africa.
We are in Africa, but now we are going on an in-Africa trip. So we're going all the way up to the Okavango Delta. And then we're gonna go to Chobe, to Sabuti. So we got some really exciting places where we're gonna go and visit and photograph and film some animals.
That sounds so cool. Can I come with?
You can, if you promise to drive some of the way.
Shit. How far was that? 2,500 kilometers one way.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All set.
All the necessities for safari, you know. I will strap myself to an elephant with this one.
We got Mihao, who's a photographer and a videographer for extreme sports.
On the way to Botswana. That's as much as I know right now.
You've been kite surfing way too much this season. My mother, who's a wildlife photographer, professional wildlife photographer, and myself, who's a bit of a noob. Just bought my first camera today.
That's not true. Your second camera?
It's my second camera, but this is a pretty nice one. I got the A7S III.
Commencing our 2,000 kilometer journey from the sleepy seaside village that is Cape Town, we blazed a hazy trail north towards the Botswanan border. The journey would take us further north yet as we ascended the flat landscapes of Botswana to reach the delta in the far north. This is the beginning of a true adventure, and I'm absolutely thrilled to present you with the only good audio from the whole trip. Enjoy!
We stopped because there are millions and millions of locusts on the roads. They're colouring the roads all orange. The actual ground is literally moving from smaller locusts, and then in the air there are swarms of locusts that are more silver coloured.
You look to the sky and they're like shimmering in the light. It's like quite an interesting thing to see. You don't see this every day for sure.
And then we have a whole bunch of sociable weaver nests along the road. They build a whole community of nests. This is jumping on my legs here.
Okay, and we're turning into the border here.
Must come somebody and open it, I'm sure. Or must we open ourselves?
Nice. 15 minutes till closing time. Okay, no, 30 minutes till closing
Is there
time.
nobody at this border post?
I don't know, it's kind of strange. Here comes somebody.
Filma inte officials. Är du snäll?
Why not?
Because they don't like it.
Okay, wait, so what's happening?
I don't know. We've run out of fuel and we went to a closed border post and we had to backtrack about 100 kilometers. And now we're getting help from some people to get some fuel into our vehicle, and then we have to reroute to a different border post. Where is that border post and how far is it, and can we actually get there on that road? Because we were told by the border post that it's not a good road.
And if we get there, can we get from there to the next petrol station? As you can see, the odds are stacking against us. Who knows what will happen next? Mihao is freaking out in the bushes over there. He doesn't
Mia is freaking out. He looks like the least freaked out person out of all of us.
now we're trying to decide what tomorrow's gonna look like. We really don't know. It's hard to say. This is Cook doing in the road.
Little cowsy. 100. Counting down.
This is the first time I'm updating this for about 48 hours or so. But we're in Botswana now, finally in Maun, and it's go time. We're literally just doing the last couple of things before heading out there. But the problem is that we're extremely overweight. You normally prep for a couple of days at a time, run back into town, resupply, come back out again. But we've pretty much packed everything we need for 17 days, nearly 3 weeks. And I'm worried about this trip. Apparently the roads are really bad. Is this the buffalo fence?
No. The buffalo fence is to stop the wildlife mixing with domestic bovine, so that there is no spread of mad cow disease. Only I can spread the mad cow disease.
And a mad cow you are indeed.
We are far away from the modern world now.
You get to Maun, you think you arrived, and then you leave Maun, and then next thing you're on a dirt track that just doesn't end. And it's like, do we ever really get to arrive? We're getting pretty close now, but unfortunately this road is just so messed up. Like, we've never had it this bad before.
It's like we're driving about 20 k's an hour.
Is this road better or worse than you expected it to be, Meow?
I had no expectations. It's territorial. We're told we're gonna go slow, we're gonna slow.
This is our human calculator. Real handy. If you need a rational thought, you just punch in a couple of figures and then out pops a rational answer. It's quite amazing. These guys seem pretty chill. Normally these guys run off. We're in Moremi now. We're at the gates, and yeah, this is officially where the journey starts, I think. It's an area that occupies a large space in the Okavango Delta, centered around some of the central wetlands. Speaking of wet, it's pouring down right now. I've never been here in wet season, but I feel like I understand what wet season is. It's very wet. We pass through a lot of muddy water, and we're wondering, whoa, getting splashed here. No drastic movements. So we just entered an area called Paradise Pools. It's a wetland area, which is why we're all walking around like this outside of the car, because we just don't know how safe it is to pass through some of these pools. And judging by the amount of tracks out here,
There's zero.
yeah, we're pretty much on our own. If we get stuck here, we might have to wait for 2 days before somebody comes and picks us up. Who knows?
We can get to there, and then we'll have quite a nice view of that big waterhole up there.
Really? My mom really wants to get to this pool, but she feels it's okay to just walk there. I don't want to walk there, and I don't want her to go stand there by herself. So me and Miha, we're gonna go look for a different route. That looks good, dude. Good. There's nothing stopping my mom from doing what she's doing right now. Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. A snake. Where is it?
It's like a super tiny one. It's a baby one.
It's so beautiful out here. I just can't actually comprehend it properly. Flat wetland, decorated with beautiful pools and fine grasses, and then above it is this towering tree graveyard. Dead trees just sticking out of the wetland. I feel like it contrasts quite nicely. Life and death. That's what this place is about, life and death.
Caught off guard by the challenges of living in an overflowing swamp. The sudden and reliable appearance of evening thunderstorms was clockwork and guaranteed sleepless nights. Moisture crept into even the driest hatches and pockets. Despite the adversity, we were thriving in the bush, but reports of campers getting stuck in mud pools kept the lurking sense of tension on us at all times. We filled our days with long safaris and experimenting with camera gear. In the evening, we would follow the resident hippos and hyenas around the campsite. Unfortunately, the lush foliage of wet season obscured our vision, and with the exception of lots of elephant activity, a prize wildlife sighting still eluded us.
Bananas nearly.
Like that, and they squash up that thing in the middle, which the wild dogs don't eat.
I see.
It's a big separation.
Yeah, so we're gonna follow these tracks a little bit. Just have to be careful because it feels like we're getting into a pretty remote part of the park here, in a way. I don't see many tracks on the road, and there's a lot of deep water and muddy pools. So it'd be nice to avoid getting stuck. There they are.
And they're fresh.
They are fresh.
So those tracks are more likely from yesterday. And
All from earlier this morning, because I doubt this car looked like it came from this morning.
but you have the hippo tracks in here. And
After, hippos are out. That's an interesting observation.
Stop. Actually, they're on the other road here as well. The lines are there, it's a bit light, the grass and
There's a full pack here.
yeah, it's a big one. And the back down. He doesn't like those guys. At all.
It's running. It's like, nope.
Very storm.
Oh,
We're missing the actual storm because we want to keep a distance and we can't bloody see what's going on. Forward. Oh, for God's sake. Alrighty, guys.
we just got stuck in mud right now, and the situation was a little more serious than what we would have liked.
I got the mud of the steering wheel, and I'm getting the mud of the actual where we're gonna sit.
Well, could have been worse. We could have spent the night over there. So it's really like, I guess you could call it clay. When it's wet, it becomes like as slippery as soap, and then when it dries like rock. It really does.
It does. It becomes rock hard.
Comes rock hard. Like here's some dry clay. Like I'm squeezing this as hard as I can, and I'm not breaking it. Like, yeah, just to prove. A scale of 1 to 10, how bad was that?
This was on a scale. I think this was about 8. Actually, it was quite bad.
It was a solid day.
It was a solid getting stuck. No, but
It was a sticky situation, no doubt.
We don't want to make
be a
the
mess.
car.
I think I did a good job.
Okay, fine.
My
Pun not
I wear my
intended.
clothes.
But we're out of there now, and we actually have to get going because it's getting dark. 3:54 and we've probably got like another hour on the road before we get there. And this weather is coming in. So thank you so much for watching this video. Soon we're going to be delivering part 2 of this African adventure. We go even deeper into the wild and go on even crazier adventures and get even more stuck than we ever were before. But before that happens, Walden and I are going to be posting a vlog from my trip to water.
Snowboarding vlog. And
he's just showing me the ropes and I'm snowboarding for the first time, living out my childhood dream.
Sounds about right. Okay.
out of nowhere.
Simulated fire, boy!
The world needs to be closer to nature and closer to the wild places, and that is exactly why we make these videos. Subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing adventures like this all the time.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel.
Cowabunga!